For most gardeners, winter signals the end of composting season. Cold temperatures slow microbial activity, and worms burrow deep or die off. But it doesn't have to be that way. With the right method, you can keep your composting worms active all winter long, steadily turning kitchen scraps into black, living humus even when the ground is frozen. This isn't theory. It's a real, time-tested way to maintain continuous composting through the cold months and keep your soil-building process alive year-round. Let's break down how to protect, feed, and manage your worms so they stay thriving through the chill. Worms, especially the composting kind like red wigglers, that's Eisenia fetida, are surface dwellers that thrive between 60 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 15 to 27 degrees Celsius. When soil or bin temperatures drop below 50 degrees, they slow their feeding dramatically. Below 40, they go dormant, and below freezing, most just can't survive. The trick to keeping your composting system alive is to maintain a warm, moist, and insulated environment that mimics early autumn conditions. You're not trying to create summer heat, just enough warmth and stability for microbial life and worm activity to continue. If you live in a mild climate, your outdoor bin may survive with a few adjustments, but in areas with hard freezes, you'll need to create a protected system. There are three main options that work reliably. First, the in-ground worm pit. Dig a 2-foot deep pit and line it with straw or leaves. Add your worm bedding and scraps inside, then cover with a thick mulch layer and an old tarp. The surrounding earth insulates the worms from frost. Second, the insulated outdoor bin. Wrap your existing bin in old blankets, straw bales, or even bubble wrap. Elevate it slightly to prevent cold air from seeping up from below. Third, the indoor or garage worm bin. A rubber tote or wooden box kept in a basement, shed, or attached garage stays at a steady temperature and keeps your worms active without freezing. For most gardeners, moving a small worm system inside for the winter is the easiest and most foolproof solution. Think of worm bedding as a natural heater. The right bedding will retain warmth and moisture while allowing airflow. A mix of shredded cardboard, coconut coir, chopped straw, and leaf mold works perfectly. As decomposition begins, beneficial microbes produce gentle heat. To help maintain that warmth, keep bedding at least 12 inches deep. More bedding means more insulation. Top the bin with a thick layer of dry leaves or straw. This acts like a blanket that traps heat underneath. Avoid plastic lids that trap condensation. Instead, use a breathable cloth cover to allow gas exchange. If your area experiences long freezes, pile bags of leaves or straw bales around the outside of your bin for extra insulation. When temperatures drop, worms eat less and move slower. To keep them going, try offering small, frequent feedings instead of dumping in large amounts of scraps. Focus on foods that break down quickly and generate mild heat as they decompose, such as fruit and vegetable peels. Just avoid citrus. Coffee grounds and tea leaves, chopped greens or soft fruits, and small amounts of oatmeal or cornmeal. Bury scraps in the center of the bin where warmth builds up naturally. And avoid adding excess water. Too much moisture can chill the bedding and create anaerobic conditions. If your bin temperature drops below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, you can give it a small boost using microbial heat, nature's own furnace. Add a thin layer of high nitrogen material like alfalfa meal, manure, or green clippings. These materials activate microbial breakdown, gently warming the pile without harming worms. You'll want to monitor the internal temperature using a compost thermometer. If it climbs above 85 degrees, just stir the top layers to release heat. Red wigglers really do prefer steady warmth, not hot spots. Cold air holds less moisture, and dry bedding can quickly stress your worms. So keep the bedding as damp as a wrung-out sponge, not dripping, not dusty. If your system is indoors, lightly mist it every week. If it's outdoors, cover the top with a damp cloth under your insulation to hold humidity in. Always make sure your bin has small drainage holes or open corners so air can flow. Stagnant air equals rot and odor. Even in the best setup, worms may slow down during the coldest weeks. That's normal. As long as your bedding stays above freezing and slightly active, they'll rebound as soon as temperatures rise. Check the bin weekly, turning a small section to ensure it's moist and that scraps are decomposing slowly. If you find worms near the top and active, you've nailed it. They're happy, healthy, and working through winter. By spring, your worms will have processed most of the bedding into a dark, fine compost full of castings and beneficial microbes. No restart needed. While other gardeners are just waking up their piles, you'll already have living compost ready for planting season. With a little care and insulation, you'll turn winter downtime into a productive soil-building season. Keep your worms warm, fed, and cozy, and they'll reward you with the richest compost you've ever made, even while snow falls outside. Subscribe to Gentle Herbal Living for more regenerative gardening techniques that keep your soil alive, no matter the season.